Hi, and welcome everyone. I am Caitlin with Our High River, and I am here with Rylan Sigglekow, and he is running for one of the 6 spots on council. So welcome, Rylan.
Hello, Caitlin. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we just have 15 minutes, so we're just going to jump right in. And the first question we have for you is tell us about yourself, why you're running for council, and why should High Riverites vote for you?
Okay. I was born in Bow Island, and we moved to High River in 1988-ish, 89. I started school here, and from all through Spitzy and Joe Clark, and right through Senator Riley and Highwood, kind of weaved my way through all the sports and activities that the town had to offer. I got married to Lisa Sigglekow, and she's a business owner here in town with Pixie Hollow, and we're raising 3 kids here in town, and they're doing the same thing, jumping through all the school system and doing the great recreation and sports we have in town. I have a business in carpentry and construction. I also just recently got my real estate license 2.5 years ago, so kind of delving into that a little bit. I always operate my business with honesty and integrity and trust between my clients and I feel like that's a great thing to have going forward with council. So that's what I'm hoping people will see when they go to vote.
Wonderful. So we're going to go into sort of the next questions, which are what are your top 3 priorities if you are elected, and how will you work to move those priorities forward as a town councillor?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to focus on the priorities of all the citizens. That comes first. So really, I don't really have an agenda that's hidden here at all. We're heavily involved in the community. So basically, it would start with economic growth, basically moving into the recreation and sports that I've already talked about, and the arts and culture in the town, because we really have a passion for what is already happening in town. So to start with the economic development, basically with businesses and in the hurdles and the complications that they kind of come across can be difficult with any type of new business or the businesses that are already running in town. So I would like to plan to use some of their feedback and potentially cut some policy, maybe procedures, things like that maybe put hurdles in their way to move forward and to move to town, and maybe just cut some red tape that may be getting in their way to succeed. So things like that with economic growth, and then the recreation in town. I've got a big vision for a plan of growing different areas of that, and my kids are heavily involved in sport. So with this new aquatic facility on the table here, I'd like to see some proper planning in that development, in that area of development, whether it be there or another place in town that's more suitable for growth. I feel that all demographics in town need to be taken care of. It's important for our health at all levels of life. So I think that we should focus on a proper plan for the recreation in town. And along with the arts and culture, we've got great things going on with the venue and the folk club and everything, right from rodeo grounds and what we can utilize that for, and the brewery having shows this summer, kind of all adds to the vitality of the town. And using the CVAC committee and the funds that are available there to continue supporting these groups, making all that hard volunteership work go to the fruits of their labor, and see things that are improving in town, including the pump track and and other types of recreation in that area. So those are three things I'd like to kind of support and move forward with if I get on council.
Wonderful. I could talk about CVAC committee all day long.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I was involved in when I was working with the town. So
yeah, that's great. We need more of that.
Okay, so the next question is for people that are tuning in. I'm just going to give a little bit of background around the AUMA local democracy pledge. So this is a question that came to us from a resident, and especially I think for new councillors coming that might not have the same background around what AUMA is, which is the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association, and this pledge, which is basically asking those running for local government about how they will keep basically nonpartisan, keep local democracy local, and conducting ourselves with transparency and respect among all of the other candidates. So what are your thoughts on that, and have you taken the pledge?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I had been unaware of it, but we also read up all the guidelines on the town's website for being part of the council or being part of candidacy for council. So we kind of already knew all of those policies were in place. So I did look that up, and I'm 100% for all of that. I consider myself a bit of a bipartisan as it is. I like to see things from all angles before I make a decision. I like to hear both sides of the story, or all sides, many sides to the stories. So that being said, my business just paid for the signage that we've been using, and I haven't taken any type of monetary funds for this campaign. And yeah, just the honesty and integrity. I did print it off because I'm all for signing it, and for the reasons that are there. So yeah, I'd be happy to take the pledge and have that transparency start with the town for sure and all its citizens.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So our last question is one that was also brought to us by a community member, and it's one that maybe current members of council might have a little bit more background information, but we're hoping that new members of council and new candidates are also just making themselves aware of the different issues that exist in our community. And right now, the town's current #1 strategic priority is the long-term water strategy. So just wanting to get your thoughts on that and how it relates to sort of the different issues that our community is facing right now.
Yeah, I guess in any town, the #1 priority should be clean drinking water for all its citizens. So whatever it takes to get the funds to be continuing the water supply and our wastewater, whatever it takes to keep those policies, we have to maintain in the budget. As far as the #1 priority on the agenda at the moment, I believe it's the long-term strategy is to get to a point with the MD and the water that's being used by them to be regulated properly with a proper amount of funds that will be returned to the town in turn for the water, and to maintain that going forward just in the best interest of the citizens of the town. So as far as I know, that's what that strategy is about. And yeah, #1 priority, getting clean drinking water to everyone in town.
Definitely. Yeah, it's so interesting because it seems to be like a very important topic in a lot of like the surrounding communities around us, but it's not necessarily something that's come up in our own election. Just like our forums and stuff like that. It hasn't been talked about as much as it is in like say Okotoks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that we have citizens bringing these sorts of things forward as well, because of course, like you say, it should be a #1 priority for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. So we do have a few more minutes left here. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about or sort of like share with the community in terms of your own platform and how people can get in touch with you, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I have more info on my website for sure. It's rylansigglekow.com. I guess it's just rylansigglekow.com. Go there. You'll see more information about my platform. There's a lot of hot topics, and I feel that a lot of them may be trickling down and being a cause from federal and provincial level governments maybe making missteps with the pandemic. And I know we're going to get through this. It's going to take some more time, but I'd like to add that we got to keep our hopes up and stay together and united as a community going forward. That'll really help keep our hopes up to get through this. I really hope there's a chance that all our kids can stay involved with recreation and we can keep from getting locked down this winter. So that's a positive that I'm hoping for here. I guess there's more issues at hand, but I don't know if we can dive into them all tonight. But yeah, I'd just like to say I'm fully transparent. You can email me at rylansigglekow@gmail.com anytime for more answers to your questions. And yeah, go out and vote and take part of the election on October 18th.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Rylan, and good luck to you on election day. And if there's anything else that you'd like to say, we do have a couple more minutes left. And if not, then we will end our interview here.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for putting this on. I'd like to thank the current council for all the hard work and diligence they've done. And I applaud all the other candidates that put their name forward in this election. And I wish them all the best.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Rylan, and making some time in your schedule to share a little bit about you with our community.
Yeah. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thanks.